Welcome to the Atlantic Indie RoundA'Bout here at CIOE 97.5 FM. I'm your host, Maurice Aucoin, and we are streaming live to the world at www.communityradio.ca. We are going to discuss and celebrate independent artists' music from all over the Atlantic region and beyond. Let's all get on the Atlantic Indie RoundA'Bout right now.
I might get a job winding dead men's watches. Working with the dead, you gotta turn to crime instead, just to make a profit. A slip of the wrist and it's in your pocket, and you can have a real good time. If I live to be 100, I might get a car and drive across the ocean in 1,000 miles or two. Yeah, I'll stop and think of you, then get sick from the motion of the earth turning in its daily act of devotion. We can have a real good time. Life is a blessing and a curse. You know me at my best, see me at my worst. We might both get to heaven, but I'll get there first and we'll have a real good time. I might take a wife, teach her to love Dylan. I say Bob's the thing if you wanna wear my ring. I don't think she's willing. Though life without Bob around might be less fulfilling, we'll still have a real good time. If I live to be 100, I might have a child, raise her to be Christian. It might be the most worthwhile thing that I ever did, though I think she's wishing that come Sunday morning I'd just take her fishing. We could have a real good time. Life is a blessing and a curse. You know me at my best, see me at my worst. We might both get to heaven, but I'll get there first and we'll have a real good time. I might get a dog and let him do my taxes. Might be man's best friend, but in the end, he don't know what math is. So I'll do all the work while he licks his package, has himself a real good time. Life is a blessing and a curse. You know me at my best, see me at my worst. We might both get to heaven, but I'll get there first and we'll have a real good, have a real good, have a real good time. paper thin. I got no bones left. I just got Jones left. I just got skin. And when I die, don't bury me nowhere, unless it's somewhere the light gets in. I'm paper thin. You can see right through me. Put a light to me, it'll do me harm. I'm paper thin, as thin as a blister, thinner than a whisper. I'm paper thin. Oh, it's a time-worn game I'm always playing, rocking the lifeboat again and again. And I'll chase that rabbit back down the same hole. That shape where I've been. I'm paper thin. You can see right through me. Put a light to me, it'll do me harm. I'm paper thin, as thin as a blister, thinner than a whisper, paper thin. Can taste the river, and I still feel it on my skin. I know each pool and every figure, but it can't cleanse my sin. I'm paper thin. Yeah, I got no bones left. I just got Jones left. I just got skin. I'm paper thin, as thin as a blister, yeah, thinner than a whisper. I'm paper thin.
That was Paper Thin by Skin and Jones. It's also the title track from their CD. Skin and Jones is made up of two fabulous musicians, Thomas Majcan and Paul Brushett. I highly recommend that you see them play live. Paul and Tom are just so good together. Their chemistry is undeniable. And before we get to our featured guest this week, we'd like you to hear one more song by Skin and Jones. It's just too good. It's called Too Tired to Fight, and this is a co-write between Paul Brushett and Bain Ennis, a dear friend of his from Texas. Check this out.
I'm too tired to fight. It seems I'm never right. Been drowning in my tears with the passing of the years. It started out all right, days of sweetness and light. Now the sweetest has all gone, and the light, it's all but shone. Why can't you love me like you used to? Why don't you even seem to care? Just hold me close tonight, 'cause I'm too tired to fight. Why can't you love me like you used to? You don't even seem to care. Just hold me close tonight, 'cause I'm too tired to fight. Once the kids had all left home, we were all alone. Hit the bottle like a champ, did the town like a tramp. Unending streams of men, and a harsh word now and then was all I ever got from you, when all I'd ever been was true. Why can't you love me like you used to? Why don't you even seem to care? Just hold me close tonight, 'cause I'm too tired to fight. Why can't you love me like you used to? You don't even seem to care. Please just hold me close tonight, 'cause I'm too tired to fight. Too tired to care. Still I can't wait around for love that isn't there. I'm too tired to fight. Just leave me standing here. This is my last tear, and I'm too tired to fight.
You are listening to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice Aucoin.
Bills that I can't pay, a reputation the Lord can't save, a good woman's love helps me through the day. 2 dogs, a house, a warm place to stay, lay my head, place to call home. A little place by the river where the wild things roam. Days it's easy and try and move around. Others it seems like everything tries to keep us down, but we've got a place, yeah, to fall out together. A small patch of us to grow old, to lay our heads, place to call home. A little place by the river where the things roam. To lay our heads, place to call home. A little place by the river where the wild things roam. To lay our heads, a place to call home. A little place by the river where the wild things roam.
That was Wild Things Roam by Jon Hines. It's a title track from his CD. Now, we have Jon in the Roundabout this week, and it'll be a pleasure to talk about that album and so much more. Well, here I am in the Roundabout with good friend Mr. Jon Hines. And how you doing, Jon?
Not bad. How you doing?
Excellent, excellent. Nice to have you in the Roundabout. You got some great new music out, and we're here to celebrate and listen to your music. Wild Things Roam being the title track. How'd that come up as a title for the album?
Well, it just kind of stemmed from where I grew up and where I was living after I moved back to Cape Breton. I lived in Halifax for a bit, and I grew up kind of deep in the woods, kind of surrounded by wildlife and nature and stuff. And when I moved back from Halifax, that's where I found myself. So I always kind of had a love of nature and wildlife, so that's just kind of where that came from.
You talked about going back to your roots. Can't go much further back than that. When did you start recording?
I did an EP when I was going to school called Gary the Bus Driver. And then after I did my first full length, which would be Wild Things Roam, after I did that in 2017, actually. So it was 2008 when I did my first EP. And then I ended up kind of recording another little demo after that. It never really went anywhere. I ended up taking a bit of a hiatus actually after that. I didn't do any writing, any gigging, anything like that at all. So I picked up the guitar back in 2015, and that's when I really started writing, I guess.
You've obviously you dove into it because you got a lot of good music that have come out. Do you play in a full band yourself, or strictly solo?
Strictly solo, yeah. I was playing in a band, but
if you're primarily playing solo gigs, then I take it you do a lot of house concerts as well.
I've done a couple. I've done house concert in Sydney, in Salmon Arm, BC, in Edmonton. Where was the other one? Yeah, I did one in Vancouver. I ended up working with this outfit called Side Door. I'm not sure if you heard of them or not. They do house concerts. They have a house concert network that goes all across North America. That's how I got most of the house concerts.
Have you physically played basically clear across the country?
I have, yeah. Not in every province, I guess, but I've flown to Calgary and drove up to Fort Mac and then over to Vancouver and then back to Calgary. And then my recent trip, I flew out to Calgary, did some gigging in Alberta, and then flew to Vancouver, and then I took the train all the way back from Vancouver to Truro. I didn't stop along the way except for Toronto. I had one overnight in Toronto, and I ended up stopping on the fifth day and had a gig there that night, and then kind of moseyed on.
Yeah, well, I mean, but you have gigged and traveled more than the majority of musicians, so that's cool that you did all that. And that's a lot of traveling, and that's a great way to get your music. I mean, getting back to the train, so did it inspire any songs? Oh,
tons. There's one of the songs that's on the DTF EP that I recorded, Here and Now. That was inspired by going through the mountains in Jasper, waking up in Jasper, actually. We went to sleep in Kamloops, and then we woke up coming through the mountains there in the Rockies. And it was pretty amazing.
Something I've always wanted to do is to take the train across Canada. I'm glad you did it. I mean, not everybody's done that, and we want to travel for inspiration. I mean, I've traveled and wrote songs about faraway places. We've all done that if we're musicians, or we dream of doing that. Mm-hmm. And I guess the best way to be inspired is to take a train across one of the largest countries in the world. I traveled basically with just my my notepad, my pen, and my camera, and I got a ton of pictures, thousands of pictures. I did a lot of writing. It didn't all turn into songs. You
you write pages and pages, and there might only be one page that's, you know, worth something. Met a lot of friends from all over the world, actually.
Well, that's an adventure, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to take a break here and listen to another one of your tracks. We'll get back and talking to you shortly.
Baby, let me ask you, why you crying when the man of yours, he's cheating and lying? Oh, Lord, why don't you come home with me? That's not love, that's not how it's supposed to be. Yeah, baby, let me ask you, why you crying when that man of yours, he's cheating and lying? Oh, Lord, why don't you come home with me? That's not love, that's not how it's supposed to be. Now I've got my problems, now I got my delusions, now ain't no solution. Oh, Lord, why don't you come home with me? That's not love, that's not how it's supposed to be. Crying when that man of yours, he's cheating and lying. Oh, Lord, why don't you come home with me? That's not love, that's not how it's supposed to be. Take us home.
We'll be right back with Jon Hines here on the Atlantic Indie Roundabout, right after these messages.
Well, the world's not my home. Feels like I'm just passing through, and I'm watching the sun kiss the sky, changing from red to blue. From where I sit, yeah, I can't complain about the view. Oh, I get to lay my weary head each night beside you. And I know that time will always get its way. We'll keep loving in vain. We'll keep howling at the moon. When the day bursts into night, watch the candles overhead. Remember those days that have come and gone, and the reasons we bled. And now, our fallen fathers, and the fire that fed. We'll hold our cups, yeah, give salute to what our brothers said. Time slips away, morning's coming soon. We'll keep loving in vain, we'll keep howling at the moon. Oh, yeah.
That was Howling at the Moon by Jon Hines, and we have him here in the Roundabout. Let's continue.
So, you're primarily acoustic guitar player?
Yeah, I'm leaning more into playing electric right now.
Are you a multi-instrumentalist?
Yes and no, I guess. I have what I do for my solo thing, I play a kick drum and a tambourine. I don't know if you really consider that. But I do play guitar, bass. I dabble slightly with harmonica, but I don't really bring it onto my my live stage.
Did your recording process, was it a lot different during the pandemic, or how did you go about that?
Well, DTF was a lot different than Wild Things Roam, how I recorded that. Wild Things Roam, I recorded that with Darren Van Niekerk at the Sonic Temple in Halifax, and that was 100% live off the floor, except for a few instruments. I did the kick drum, the tambourine, the guitar, the vocals, all live off the floor, and any of the bass tracks that were on it were overdubbed, and any of the female vocals were overdubbed. And Darren actually sang on one of the tracks, and he played guitar on one of the tracks. Those were overdubbed. But everything else was live off the floor, no click track. But we just kind of wanted that raw, kind of live sound, like an accurate representation of what it would be live, right? Now for DTF, I approached that a little bit different. I went with acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass, drums. Some of the drums were electronic drums. Some of them I outsourced to, or one I should say, I outsourced to my buddy Marcus Kosh, who plays drums with Andre Petitpas. He recorded them at his home studio. Other than that, everything was done to a click track, and just made sure that it was really kind of, I don't really want to say sequenced, but it was a different feeling. It was a different feeling for sure.
So Down to Funk. So that was done entirely during COVID, the entire project?
Yes, I did it all in 1 month, actually. I sat down, and from about mid-April to the mid-May, I recorded the whole process. I just wanted to get something out because everything was locked down and everybody was at home. I wanted to kind of do something to stay sort of relevant. So I released it only as a digital EP for streaming and downloading. And I think it turned out pretty decent, considering.
You hit it out of the park, really. You think about it. You had to do something, and you did it. And good for you. I wish everybody could be as productive.
I've been falling to my knees, caught in a rainstorm in New Orleans, with thunder like a rolling train. Your blue eyes crying in the rain, it's enough to knock me to my knees, caught in a rainstorm in New Orleans. Oh, I walk the line, carry on this road of mine. Yeah, follow the road wherever it goes, follow the signs all the way home. And I'll pack up, I'll leave for home, passing by where the wild things roam, leaving behind who I used to be, caught in a rainstorm in New Orleans, caught in a rainstorm in New Orleans.
That was Rainstorm in New Orleans by Jon Hines. Let's continue our discussion here in the Roundabout.
What do you have in the works right now?
I started working on a new record, actually. I'm going to be picking through 13 songs. I don't have them all, which ones exactly I'm going to do yet. I have most of them. There's a couple more that I'm still kind of writing that might end up finding their way on. I figured out the name of it. Do a big drum roll. I'm going to call it Pale Blue Dot, in tribute to Carl Sagan back in the 70s when they sent out the Voyager 1, Voyager 2. It got up around Pluto or past Pluto and it turned, and to do one more shot of Earth before it got out of sight. And at that distance, it was just a pale blue dot.
That's deep. There you go. Wouldn't it be neat if you could put your music on something like the Voyager, send it out there, see how far it reached, see if another civilization in another galaxy, you go, man, that Jon Hines is some wicked guitar player.
There is some Delta Blues players on there, on the gold record that's on Voyager 1 that's sailing out there.
So that's good. You get music coming out. That's wonderful. We'll be looking forward to hearing that. What else kept you busy during the pandemic?
Well, right before the lockdown happened, I was actually supposed to showcase for ECNAs, and I was supposed to open for Lenny Glant in Edmonton. I was pretty excited about heading out because it's my first time getting into this soft seat theater in Edmonton, and then everything got locked down. I was pretty bummed for a little while, but I ended up partnering up with two companies actually, just throughout the last 2 years. Black Mountain Thumb Picks. They took me on as an official artist in August of 2020, and I recently just got taken on by Godin Guitars, both Canadian companies. And both of those, I would say, are attributed from being locked down. With Black Mountain Thumb Picks, they asked me to make a little video for them and send it in for their marketing. And it was a tune I did on my record called Riverside Rambler. It's on the Wild Things Roam, and it ended up hitting 300,000 views worldwide, like through Kansas City and stuff. And because of that video, I was able to open a conversation with Godin guitars and introduce myself to them, and then kind of got myself foot in the door, you know. So it wasn't. Pandemic actually ended up being pretty productive for me, if I must say so. I don't want to do it again, but
no. But you made lemonade like a lot of musicians did. They made lemonade, and on social media, what's the easiest way to find you to see what you're up to?
I use Instagram and Facebook, and it's if you just go to Instagram.com, Jon Hines Music, and it's the same for Facebook. Pretty simple. I try to use the same URL for just about everything.
Once again, I'd like to thank you for giving us some of your time.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be playing some more tunes. And
cheers.
Great on that.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
For holes for the crimes that I've done. Long haul, hard to live on the run. Now I'm a bad man. Now I'm a wanted man. Chasing me through thick and thin. They don't know why, but see you shining down. Now I'm a bad man. Now I'm a wanted man. Chasing me through thick and thin. Johnny Lahore tracked me down, hunting and on the run. Now I'm a bad man. Now I'm a bad man.
You are listening to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice Aucoin.
1, 2, 3, 4. Our hands reach out, hello, perfect perfect stranger. A simple handshake, goodbye lonely me. I'd like to know exactly what you're saying, but we don't share a language or country. A smile's a smile in any conversation. We'll smile on to where we need to be. I'm picking up what you're putting down, I'm catching what you're throwing. I think I've got it figured out, I like where this is going. Our minds are racing, there's so much we want to say. Our paths have crossed, we'll watch a new love grow. We'll find a way to understand our stories. Between now and then, here's what I've come to know. Our music is a universal language. From this song let understanding flow. I'm picking up what you're putting down, I'm catching what you're throwing. I think I've got it figured out, I like where this is going. Miles will soon replace the smiles between us. I'm feeling now the ache my heart will bear. A love unspoken fills a heart with yearning. The song is what I have to bring you near. Picking up what you're putting down, I'm catching what you're throwing. I think I've got it figured out, I like where this is going. I'm picking up what you're putting down, I'm catching what you're throwing. I think I've got it figured out, I like where this is going.
A 1, 2, 3.
was Fiddlin' Blues by Mike Cambell, featuring Jon Campbell John on guitar, and that was released in 2019. Before that, you heard I'm Picking Up What You're Putting Down. That's a co-write with Louise Parker, and he plays that song with his duo, Strum and Drummer, featuring Gord Roach on drums. Now, Mike is a dear friend of ours, and we traveled to Costa Rica together several years ago. However, prior to that, on a trip to Cuba, he produced this wonderful video for a song called Dreamin'. It was released in 2018, and you really should watch the video. It really does capture the warmth of being somewhere exotic. And finally, we'll leave you with a song called Becca Told Me To. And on that note, we'll see you next week here at the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice Aucoin. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again soon.
Strolling on a moonlit beach, tickling, the sand is shifting beneath my feet. Funny how an endless blue sky chases blues away, like collecting shells from the beach. I wanna pick and save this day. Just dreaming, holding your sun-kissed body next to mine, wishing I could stop the hands of time. Tomorrow we'll be on a silver bird, winging our way home, but the sand beneath my toes tells me no, no, no. Dream, I'm just dreaming. Sense of paradise, thinking living here would be so nice. Close my eyes and picture it, a little house on this shore, but the strings on my heart are pulling me back home. Just dreaming, dream, I'm just dreaming, dream. It was one of those days, it was all about me, when I heard Becca tell her story. She never dreamed at 17, her future be so clear, there's no use in feeling sorry. Then she turned it around, and I heard her say, it's a choice that you make, and you make it each day. Becca told me to do all I can do, lend a helping hand and see it through, giving something back with a simple act, a smile, a hug, some words, some love. Do everything I can do, 'cause Becca told me to. When I see my old man I hadn't talked to in years, I
I wanted to tell him I'm sorry. The biggest smile I'd ever seen came across my dad's face as I started to tell Becca's story. How she turned it around, I heard her say, it's a choice that you make and you make it each day. Becca told me to do all I can do, lend a helping hand and see it through. Giving something back with a simple act, a smile, a hug, some words, some love. Do everything I can do, 'cause Becca told me to. Try a little kindness, show a little love. Becca told me to do all I can do, lend a helping hand and see it through. Giving something back with a simple act, a smile, a hug, some words, some love. Do everything I can do, 'cause Becca told me to.